welcome back. This is Melody Park Shin. Last time I talked about just how we got started in our homeschool journey, that we didn't plan to. We just fell into it after searching all the preschools, and I couldn't find the one that I wanted. So at age 3, after searching all the preschools, I didn't find one that I really connected with. So then someone told me about going to homeschool Park Day. And when I went, this is an oldest homeschool group in Los Angeles. It's quite big. And at the time, I had a 3-year-old and a baby. And I just noticed by observing the families how harmonious and how happy they all seemed, how relaxed. And I just loved how families with all the siblings, they were playing so beautifully together. Not that they never had arguments or anything like that, but that I just loved how they were intermingling, all the different age groups, and how the 10-year-old was fine playing with the 2-year-old, and how the 3-year-old was able to go in and out of observing bigger kids, and they weren't like shushed away or anything like that. And how the moms were able to sort of relax and to have conversations with other moms, and how it just seemed like a really sweet, it had a community feel to it, and that's what I longed for, not having family around. So that was my first introduction of homeschool group, and I just knew in my heart, I thought, okay, this is great, this is what I want. I started going to that homeschool group Park Days, and then I met someone who was doing Waldorf inspired, and I got introduced to Waldorf homeschooling, and I just loved all the artistic, the spiritual. They really incorporated music and all the natural elements of life, and I love that. And the more I read about it online or books, I just there was this like mysterious part, how some people were saying it was a cult and all that stuff, and I wanted to find out more. I'm always the type to just like go all in, find out as much as I can on a subject. So, and also I went to visit a Waldorf school, and oh my God, all the beautiful walls, the lasure of all this watercolor, just lovely goodness. Oh my gosh, I thought, I just knew I loved it so much. It was just like stepping into a fairyland, a fairy tale world, and I loved that. And I wanted to find out more about it. And I thought, you know what? The cost of a Waldorf private school for one child was actually more than the teacher training at the time. And luckily in Los Angeles, there was a Waldorf training center, or the school right there. And they had it where the classes met on weekends. So I started that journey to start taking teacher training courses and going for that. So as soon as I started, I thought it was really weird at first, because my first class was in anthroposophy, and it was talking about something like the evolution of Saturn and all the planets, and I thought, okay, this is so weird. But the director there, bless his heart, I told him after the class, I said, okay, you know what, this is so weird. I just have so much resistance towards this. It just seems so strange. And he said, good, that's good. So I gave it another chance, and I just adored all the handwork and all the natural, the songs and all that stuff. So I love that. I ended up doing, 4.5 years of it, having my 3rd child in between, so I took a long break. But it was a 3-year weekend program, and I met some great friends, and so that was a lovely journey. And so what happened was, so we did homeschooling. I started a Waldorf-inspired homeschool group. I gave it all I got, try to make it as authentically Waldorf, a true Waldorf as possible, which in the end totally stressed me out, and it made me just leave Waldorf altogether and totally go to a radical unschooling route. So this just goes to tell you that there's really no right or wrong way to do anything, to do this homeschool unschool, Waldorf, whatever journey, life in itself, there's no right or wrong. You get to choose. You get to choose what you want. And I got to choose what I wanted to do, and in the end, that's all that matters. It's just like motherhood. There's no right way of parenting or wrong way of parenting. I know that there's so many different philosophies, and people are so gung-ho about breastfeeding is best, carrying them in a sling is best, no stroller, attachment cream, all that stuff. But the thing is, all that is good, however, as much as you want. Okay? It's only as good as your heart says it is. So if you resonate with whatever philosophy, if it resonates with you, then it's good. But at the moment that gives you stress, or that you are putting so much judgment on yourself for not doing it correctly or not, then you are also allowed to change and to give yourself a break. Okay? So that's my message. That's what I've learned in my 17 years of parenting journey. And so, where was I? So the Waldorf, yes, I went all the way to radical unschooling. And so the radical unschooling was about really giving freedom and just throwing everything, all the rules out the window, because it was giving me so much stress to say do the perfect bedtime. And I did. I had a Waldorf homeschool blog, and I had really beautiful routines, beautiful rhythms. My kids went to bed by 6:30, 7, as the sun set, candlelight and lavender baths and beautiful storytelling, so it was really beautiful. But then I realized that my soul wasn't really nourished. I provided this beautiful container for my children, but yet I just felt that wasn't my true me. My soul didn't sing. Yeah, my soul didn't soar at doing all those things. So that's what I recognized at the time, and that's why I was attracted to unschooling, because that's when we actually moved across the country, and lo and behold, I connected with somebody in homeschooling, and seriously, this is serious, total coincidence. Well, now I don't believe in coincidence, but at the time, so they told me, oh, go check out this pond, this swimming pool, this natural swimming pool, you'll probably love it. So I go there, and guess what? It's right across the street from the Waldorf school, the Waldorf community. That pond was a Waldorf community, and I just felt right in the midst of Waldorf world. And it was actually the first ever Waldorf school in the nation, in America, so there's so much history of Waldorf. Oh, and I bumped into an instructor who came to the LA Waldorf school, whom I took a class from. So, I swear, such a small world. Anyway, long story short, I wanted something different. I think I wanted to experience something different. I wanted to kind of break out of this really strict, beautiful box, okay? So, Waldorf is still a box, it's a beautiful, nature-inspired, artistic, but it was still a box, and I just felt really constricted. And so that's what my soul was calling. There's no right or wrong in this, okay? So if people love Waldorf, I still love so much of Waldorf too. So I was really desiring to explore a whole new different perspective. So radical unschooling seemed something that I wanted to explore. So that's what I did. And it's funny, with any kind of philosophy, there seems to be a right way and a wrong way to do it. And so I gleaned all the parts that I loved, and then I decided to not take on the things that I didn't resonate with. So I think at the time, radical unschooling, it was still a fairly new philosophy. So there were a lot of this understanding, or a lot of people conversing online about, well, if you use any kind of textbook or curriculum, then it's not unschooling, so you shouldn't do that. You should only, strewn books around, and you should never, ever. Any kind of suggestion was coercive to children. To me, that felt unnatural also. And so I was really seeking authentic parenting, authentic way of living, and I was just really done with sacrificing my beliefs, my thoughts for the sake of following a philosophy. Yes, I did away with bedtimes and things like that, but I kind of married. I took some parts of Waldorf that I loved, I took some parts of unschooling that I loved. So we did that, and then we decided to travel internationally. And so we moved to Korea, South Korea. And so basically we were world schooling, and we were living in Hawaii for a year. And actually my oldest two went to a Waldorf school there for a year. So that was their very first full year of school ever in their entire life. So that was interesting. It was really nice actually to have this set community of wonderful Waldorf parents. And one thing I learned is that, as parents, we all have the best interest of our children, and we do have the best interests of the world and our neighborhood and our community. So everyone means well. That's what I learned, and there's seriously, I keep saying this, but there's no right or wrong way to live, and that one way is better than another. I am so grateful of all the opportunities that we have had, all the experiences, and right now we're back in California. It's Northern California. Life is ever unfolding. It's always going, and so I'm grateful, and I hope that this was helpful for you, and that life is what you make of it. So let me know if you have any questions or how your homeschool journey was in the comments below. I would love to read about how your experience has been, and if you have any suggestions for people wanting to find a new community. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!